everyone, this is Atyan. I'm back with another video. This is the most awaited information after US have announced that they are planning to lift the travel ban starting November 8th, and they have also mentioned that they are going to implement new travel policy. And today, October 25th, President Biden has announced a new proclamation titled A Proclamation on Advancing the Safe Resumption of Global Travel During COVID-19 Pandemic. And this proclamation takes in effect starting November 8th, 2021, 12:01 EST. And one more good news is the 4 travel ban proclamation, including PP 10199 for India and other countries like China, Brazil, Iran, Ireland, South Africa, Schengen area, UK and other countries will come to an end, which means the proclamation is going to be revoked on the same day. And now let us see the new travel guidelines or new travel policy for all foreign nationals traveling to US starting November 8th, and which has been announced by White House and CDC today. Today, CDC has issued 3 orders as a part of this proclamation, which is basically to ensure the safety of the international air travel. And the 3 orders are: number 1, the vaccination requirement; number 2, the testing requirement; and number 3 is the contact tracing. Let's see in detail. The first order is a vaccination requirement for non-US citizens who are non-immigrant. And those non-US citizens and who are not immigrant will be required to be fully vaccinated and should be able to provide the proof of vaccination before they board the flight. And the airlines will be verifying the vaccination status. The accepted vaccines are the FDA approved vaccine and WHO emergency approved vaccine. The list goes on like Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, Sinopharm, Sinovac. And of course, the Covishield falls under AstraZeneca, so it falls under the approved vaccine list. The individual is considered to be fully vaccinated only after 14 days of both the doses of vaccine, if it is not Johnson & Johnson. If it is Johnson & Johnson, then 14 days after the single dose of vaccine. There are a few people who are taking combination of vaccine, even they are considered to be fully vaccinated. If you have taken only 1 dose of vaccine, then you are considered to be partially vaccinated. Next comes the unvaccinated category. If you are not fully vaccinated against COVID-19, then you are not allowed to enter into US unless and until you meet the exception criteria under proclamation and CDC order. The next question that comes in our mind is, what are the exception criteria? Okay, number 1 is children under 18 who are not eligible to get vaccinated falls under this exception criteria. Number 2 is foreign diplomats and government officials. Number 3, people who are unable to get vaccinated due to medical reasons. Number 4, emergency travelers who do not have the timely access for vaccination. Number 5 is people who travel on a humanitarian basis. But this humanitarian exemption for this order will be granted on an extremely limited basis. Number 6 is sea crew members who are traveling with a C1 and D non-immigrant visa. And the next exception criteria is persons whose entry would be national interest, which is determined by the Department of Homeland Security. So these are the exception criteria. And if you fall under any of these exception criteria, then you will be required to attest that you are accepted from the requirement to present the proof of fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Based on the exception category, furthermore, you may be required to attest that you will be tested with the COVID-19 viral test 3 to 5 days after arriving in United States, unless you have the document proof that you have been recovered from COVID-19 within past 90 days. And then you will self-quarantine for full 7 days, even if your test is negative, which has been taken 3 to 5 days after your arrival, unless you show the proof that you have been recovered from COVID-19 in the past 90 days. And third important point is you will self-isolate yourself if the test is positive or if you develop any COVID symptoms. So these are the important points that you have to note down if you fall under the exception category. But there is another point to be noted. Based on the exception category, if you intend to stay longer than 60 days, then you have to attest that you agree to get vaccinated and you have made required arrangements to get fully vaccinated within 60 days after arriving in United States. But If you fall under the children's category, which means the children under 18 who are not eligible to get vaccinated, then a parent or authorized person should attest on behalf of a passenger under 18 years of age. And also an authorized person can attest on behalf of a passenger who are unable to sign for their own attestation. So we already know that we have to provide the proof of vaccination. But what are the acceptable proof for COVID-19 vaccination comes into picture. So they have segregated this proof as verifiable record and non-verifiable record. And when it comes to verifiable record, it has two different categories. One is digital and another one is paper record. The verifiable records are vaccination certificate with QR code and digital pass via smartphone application with QR code 1. The next category is non-verifiable records. Again, non-verifiable records, you can show it as a paper record or digital record. So if you are planning to show non-verifiable paper records, you can show the printout of the vaccination record or the vaccination certificate issued at a national or subnational or an authorized vaccine provider. If you are not having time to take the printouts, then you can also go for non-verifiable digital format or digital record. So if you're planning to show the non-verifiable digital record, then you can also show the photo of the vaccination card or record or download the vaccination record, or you can also show the vaccination certificate provided by or issued by the official source, or even the mobile phone application without the QR code. We have seen the acceptable proof of vaccination, but the information that is provided in the vaccination record or vaccination card is equally important. So the proof that you're showing should have at least the minimum level of information, which means the personal identifiers, be it like your full name or your date of birth, which should match the personal details in the passport or other travel documents. So make sure that the details provided in the vaccination certificate and the passport matches. The next important point that you have to note down in the vaccination record is the name of the official source issuing the record, which means the public health agency or government agency or an authorized vaccine provider. And the next most important information that should be available in the record is the vaccination manufacturer name and the date of vaccination. So make sure that all this information is available in your vaccination record or vaccination proof. The next order after vaccination requirement is the testing requirement. Fully vaccinated air travelers, be it like a US citizen or non-US citizen or legal permanent resident, irrespective of citizenship, should be able to provide negative COVID test taken 3 days prior to their boarding. Next is for unvaccinated passengers, irrespective of the citizenship, be it like non-US citizen or US citizen or legal permanent resident, they should be able to provide negative COVID test taken just 1 day prior to their boarding. When it comes to age limit, children under 2 years of age need not provide a negative COVID test before boarding. And there are also accommodation for the people who have the documentation proof for the recovery from the COVID-19 in the past 90 days. The third and the final order is collecting contact information. So air passengers who are planning to travel to US should be able to share the basic and valid information to airlines before boarding. This sharing of contact information will help the airlines to reach out to you if in case they want to share some information or if you are exposed to COVID-19 during your travel. So this order is completely to ensure public safety. So these are the new travel policy or new travel guidelines which is going to be in place starting November 8th. And we have also got the confirmation that starting November 8th, national interest exception is not going to be in place. And along with this, we can expect few other clarifications based on the scenario or case by case in couple of days, because this is how they have planned, and that is why they have announced 2 weeks prior to November 8th, so that airlines and the passengers will get prepared for this new travel policy and make the arrangements as required. And though we have seen the list of vaccination which has been shared by CDC, still the doubt that comes in many people's mind is, what about Covaxin? So for those people who are asking about Covaxin, please wait for another day, because already we have got a news that October 26th we can expect a good news from WHO whether Covaxin is getting added to emergency use or not. So stay tuned with the Purnavati Vlog for more and more updates on embassy, immigration, travel and vlogs. Stay healthy, stay safe, take care. Bye-bye.